For more on this, Florida Senator Marco Rubio is Vice Chairman of the Intelligence Committee and a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Just quickly before we get to your push on China, which is important. I understand the administration will be coming up and giving a briefing to senators this afternoon. What do you expect to hear from them? What do you want to hear? I know that you're on the side of wanting to make sure the Ukrainians have what they need in order to win, not just drag this out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to brief on. Most of the members in the Senate that are not on the Intelligence Committee or on Armed Services don't have access on a regular basis, or at least they do have access, but they don't, as part of their job on a daily basis, read the updates. So I think it would be very useful for them to sort of hear the situation on the ground as it stands, and I imagine that's what they're going to outline. And I'm sure there'll be questions again about U.S. policy and what we plan to do and so forth, and to continue to assist Ukraine in this effort. And as far as winning is concerned, look, I don't think there's any way Putin achieves a strategic victory here. I think he's going to have a strategic loss, and now potentially an operational one. I think what you're seeing now is he'll continue to, they're not withdrawing, they're simply regrouping, and then they're going to focus on his new plan. His new plan now is to take Kharkiv, take the Donbass region, probably hold on to some of those coastal cities on the Black Sea, and he's going to throw all those forces against those limited areas in the hopes of getting a different outcome. But he certainly cannot at this point take large portions of Ukraine. They can't do it. They don't have enough people to do it with.
I know you were a party to this letter went to the White House asking for Jake Sullivan and others to tell you what kind of weapons we've given Ukraine. And we'll wait for answers on that. I assume you have not heard back on that just yet?
We have not. And so I imagine that might be something that's covered today. Maybe they'll claim that that's classified, and that's the setting in which they'll want to talk about it.
Let me ask you about China. Dana mentioned this. You had a quote the other day. You talked about the administration's priority being pet causes. And the words you used were speech code and identity politics. Will you explain what you're talking about there?
Well, give me an example. I'll give you an example. Everybody around here now says we recognize that China is the generational threat, right? That is the challenge before us that's going to define the 21st century. So one of the problems we have is they spy. They spy at our universities. They steal technology, secrets, trade secrets, research, everything else that we do. So we had this China initiative at the Justice Department under Trump to go after that espionage. Well, now that's been canceled. And that's been canceled because a bunch of people out there went ahead and started arguing that it was xenophobic, and it was ignoring the fact, for example, that a significant percentage of the people that have been investigated and caught up in the China initiative aren't Chinese Americans. They're Americans who are getting paid or getting other benefits to turn over their research to China. So they've canceled that initiative. Likewise, I mean, you talk about, on the one hand, all these things we need to do to create independence from China, but on the other, you have this Green New Deal proposal. China's ramping up coal production. They're not only ramping up coal production in their own country, they're funding all kinds of coal-fired plants all over the world. They don't have time for any Green New Deal. And here we are begging for their solar panels, the batteries that they make and all that, so we can destroy our economy while they continue to build theirs at our expense.
Your speech at the Heritage, over at Heritage, was not just for the administration. Your other audience, I believe, was corporations that are doing business there. And what do you want them to be thinking about?
Well, really, the message was to policymakers. Corporations are in the business of making money. That's what they do. That's the only way they can survive. But nowadays, they increasingly make their money in ways that are harmful to the U.S. national interest. So that's why you have major corporations up here lobbying on behalf of things that China wants or against things China opposes, because they want their market share. They don't want to get kicked out of China. It represents a significant percentage of their market share. And this spans the spectrum from Hollywood to the NBA to major name brand corporations like Apple, Nike, et cetera. And so these companies make the decisions because they want to make money in China. The problem is that some of these policies that they're opposing, or some of these policies they're supporting, depending on where China is on them, are bad for America. It's not good for America to have 80% of our active ingredients in our pharmaceuticals made in China. It's not good for America to depend on other countries for semiconductors and all sorts of the rare earth minerals that we need for our technology. It may be good for those corporations, but it's not good for America. And so we need to have an alternative to that.
You got about 3 more years of this administration.
Yeah, well,
not much of a change. Go.
Well, 2.5 maybe, 3, whatever. I guess you're right, but 1 year, almost 1.5 years is down.
But who's counting?
Look, I said about 3 years.
But look, I think the key to this is continuing to create the pressure. This is a long-term challenge. This is not just a 3-year challenge. And so part of it here is changing the culture in Washington. Not just saying that China is a threat, but actually changing the way we address it. We can't address this new challenge using the policies of the past.
Thank you, Senator.
Commend the speech to everyone. If you didn't catch